video, I want to follow up a video that's received the most amount of views than any of my others, and it's called Why I Left Christianity. But today I want to talk about how some of that makes sense. If you have also deconstructed, and there are a lot of podcasts on this, there are a lot of videos on this, a lot of books being written on this topic, as the amount of information increases, our ability to understand what's really going on is changing. And some of the paradigms that were used to capture meaning and express meaning are now becoming unnecessary. Here are two big examples. There are two examples of this that I want to share with you. One, so if you're like me, you used to be a devoutly religious person and really took it seriously and were seeking truth in earnest, and were really subscribing with your full intent to the program, the experience, the belief system, the rituals, the sacraments, if you will. For people who have invested themselves in a religious program like this, there's something that happens at the cessation of those practices that begins to change the mind. It has to. Here, let me just tell you my experience. I grew up in Namibia. You may not know where that is. It's in southern Africa. That does not make it South Africa. So if you say it's South Africa, it's not. It's a country of its own. South Africa is a country of its own as well. Namibia borders South Africa on the north. And I spent the first 6 years of my life there, from ages 1 when we left to when we came back. I was about age 7. My parents were missionaries, and I grew up in a very earnest and was very authentic up to that point. I mean, think about how you view the world up till age 7. Sorry, I'm going to wait on this chopper here. So the experience was very real for me for a long time, and I had fully invested my emotions, my thoughts, my beliefs, even the way that music came into my life. All of these were through the lens of the Abrahamic Christian evangelical view. And I say it like that because Abrahamic histories share so much, Abrahamic beliefs share so much. Islam, Judaism, Christianity. And if you look at how some of again, I'm going to keep this about myself, but if you look at how some of the cultures around these systems are pulling away from the traditional roots, it's largely for this reason. It's that there is an outdated paradigm, there's an outdated lens on the world. And when you are completely deriving meaning from association with a completely immeasurable and undeterminable entity that is up to the interpretation of the best spoken, you're in a dangerous place. The other example that I wanted to share is when I came back to the U.S. at age 7, I went, and my parents had split up, and it was challenging, but the point is I held on to my faith. I actually pressed into my faith at that time, and I went as deep as I could, and I believed all of it, and I was taking action with friends that was inspired action, really inspired by love, really inspired by what we thought was spreading love and spreading the power of God. And here's the thing. I mean, when I say that, whatever comes to your mind, it's probably as unique to you as any of your memories. So let me just paint you a picture really quickly, because there's a wide range of activities and missions that you go on when you're kind of, really active in a faith, in being an evangelical Christian. Ours always involved love. And maybe that's me justifying it looking back. But it was about tangible changes. We were performing miracles. If at the very least we were changing people's emotional landscape so much that they could believe something else could be real, that they could believe something else could be true. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about. This is the fundamental thing here. I was meditating on the roof at my old place. Yes, I just moved. great. Save a couple things, but I will get back to you on that. The moment I realized who I'd been praying to changed everything for me. I'd already been on this mindfulness path for about 2 years, and I just mean taking 10, 20, 30 minutes out of my day to go listen to guided meditation, to bring my anxiety down, to bring my awareness up. But after about 2 years of doing that, on the roof of my old building, I was actually working out, now that I think about it, doing some push-ups or something. I realized all of those prayers that I had made in earnest, all of those times that I had called out to divine consciousness, to the Creator, God, it wasn't for nothing. And yet, at this point, I don't believe it was for anything remotely close to what the Abrahamic view of God is. I think it was actually something about myself in the future that could receive, when I'm tapped into the pure energy, pure positive energy, as Abraham Hicks calls it, who's a teacher on really thinking and positivity, changing your life. When you're tapped into pure positive energy, you can relate and connect to that future creator self, because the reality is we know from science that time is constructed by our own interpretation so that we can make sense of it. It isn't actually happening linearly. So the more we can let go of that and realize that we are already in touch with everything we need. And it's a matter, in my opinion, and it's similar to the Steve Jobs quote. It's similar to the Steve Jobs quote, which is, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking back. Sometimes we need to take a moment to connect the dots. How does this lead to that? How does that lead to this? Where does this lead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. You know, I think I've been I'm somebody who's very practical. You know, I'm a Capricorn. I love getting solutions. I love problem solving. I love, let's fix it. But there's a real need for people like us, if you're like me, to pause, breathe, take everything in, and let it go. Because it is that fleeting. And I personally can get really hung up on thinking about certain things. So I like to take 5 deep breaths every morning and center myself on the present reality. What is my intention for the day? What are my desires? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to be willing to receive? I hope this helped. If any of this resonated with you, please put the comment in the quote. Please put the quote from the video in the comments and let me know what you thought about it, and I'll get back to you. For everybody who commented on the Why I Left Christianity video, thank you very much. You have definitely sparked so much good dialogue on that video. And I think personally, for me to know that people are seeing some of that dialogue is great. Because I think we're all expressing opinions that we may have held for a long time. And ironically, some of us are expressing opinions that are still not around. So what truly is your opinion when you think about this? Not what's your imported opinion, what's your implanted opinion. How do you feel about this? What do you think? Let me know. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Darking times were tough. You did a lot for me. Just third armor top thing, get you back your seats on low. Color there is time, every sound, every pitch. See with my wits. Each time you let it hold on to